Should the NBA legalize steroids for Leroy James? Allegedly. Absolutely. I mean, the league done went this far as to manipulate the mind of the masses to convince them that somehow in this fairy tale world that a player, and I'm not even going to mention his name at this point because y'all already know who I'm talking to, bro. Allegedly. All this is alleged. But here you have a player, just common sense. You have a player who has been playing since 2003. Everybody in his draft class has retired. They ain't got it no more, bruh. They ain't got the energy to be running up and down the court. This man has logged on so many miles from not just the regular season, the postseason. Bro, do you realize that this has been going on from 2003? From 2003, LeBron James, they always brag about how he's been in the postseason since his, third year in the NBA. So since 2005, LeBron James has been playing not just the regular season, but also in the postseason. Nearly 81 games, and then playing in the postseason, playing all those minutes from 2005, from 2003 all the way to 2023. And that don't raise a little suspicion to y'all? Not just a little bit? These players retire for a reason. Their bodies broke down for a reason. We got to judge LeBron James based on his track record, his history, his tendencies. And then that's how you can make your judgment. When it comes to cheating, this man wants to what? Cheat the game. He wants the easy way out. So why would steroids be far-fetched for someone like LeBron? He wants to stack the deck. Not only does he have superstars in the starting lineup, he wants all-stars and superstars coming off the bench. So why wouldn't he take performance enhancement drugs? Looking for a competitive edge. The league has cheated for him so much. LeBron James is still keeping up with the Anthony Edwards of the world. Pretty soon he'll be still playing with that guy Paolo, whatever his name is. The NBA constantly carries this man to the NBA Finals. Ray Allen was selected in the 1996 NBA draft years ago. In the 96 draft. Do you know who else was in that 1996 draft class? Which was one of the best classes, by the way. Kobe Bean Bryant. And I'm going to bring it home in a minute. But Kobe Bean Bryant was in that draft class. Steve Nash in that draft class. Allen Iverson, the answer. LeBron James is the problem of what's wrong in the NBA. Allen Iverson was the answer. Okay? Ray Allen was in that draft. I mean, one of the greatest draft classes of all time. Ray Allen, who kept his body in peak tip-top shape, could have still played in today's time. Why? Because his game does not require much. He's a great catch and shoot player. He ain't got to do a whole lot of running around. Ray Allen could easily, eats well. He doesn't put all that junk in his body, poison in his body. He could easily come off the bench, give you a solid 15 minutes, and shoot lights out with these boys. One of the greatest forms, if not the greatest basketball form of all time. Ray Allen, who was drafted in 96, who never really had a major injury, could still play today. But you know why he could play today? It's because he didn't put that much wear and tear on his body. He wasn't asked to do as much. He wasn't a ball handler. Ray Allen didn't have to do that much. He played defense. But here you have a player who is almost like Just imagine buying a car, vehicle, any form of transportation. Let's say you're driving a car and it's a nice car when you originally get it. If you're driving this car and this car, you can travel, drive this car all over the country. The transmission never went bad. You may have a flat tire every once in a while, but you've never really had any major issues, meaning that you ain't have to really put no money into the car. Head gasket. Like, nothing serious. You ain't have to change the brakes, brake pads, your rotors, none of that. So, anybody that's watching this video, go in the comment section. You tell me, would it be realistic if you bought a car, even in 2003? Because I want this to correlate with the player I'm talking about. If you bought a car in 2003 and you put all those miles on that car, is it realistic that the car never break down, people? That wouldn't be realistic for having a car over 20 years and the car never break down. You never seen a car on the side of the road. You never had to really take it to a mechanic like that. It doesn't make sense. Anybody with a brain knows that if you are driving a car, that eventually at some point you're going to have to put some kind of money into it. So when it comes to this particular player, LeBron James, who obviously he knows people at the biogenics lab, allegedly. You're not about to tell me that a guy who has all these miles on his body, no real serious injury, whose body has never broken down, who's still jumping out the gym, who's keeping up with the Ja Morants of the world. Ja Morant is, 22, 23 years old? You wouldn't be able to tell the difference in age between Ja Morant and LeBron James. It's just not realistic. This man is defying Father Time. He beating out Father Time. This man has put so many minutes on his body, not just in the regular season, but in the postseason. Not to mention the wear and tear and the grueling practices that he has to be in if he does practice. So my point is, you're not about to make me believe that this man isn't on performance enhancement drugs, allegedly. You can't convince me otherwise, because it's just not believable that somebody that's close to 40, who has all these miles on his body, and somebody whose game is predicated on being ball dominant as he is, being a transitional player and going up and down the floor, back and forth at full speed. You can't tell me that man ain't taking injections like a dope head, people. He's the dopiest dope man of them all. So yes, the NBA should legalize steroids for LeBron James, allegedly. Because you already are basically telling the masses, you're dumb. You're stupid. If you believe that a player of this magnitude could be playing at this level for this long and he's not on no performance enhancement drugs, and you would believe that? Oh, well, guess what? We might as well be straightforward with you. One steroid before breakfast, one steroid before lunch, one steroid before dinner. He wants that steroid. My dad has been around for I don't know how long. He has never seen anybody break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. My uncle, my older cousins, they've been around all this time. LeBron James comes along, could magically defy the odds, and he's the one who could surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time scoring list. LeBron James still is able to run like Sha'Carri Richardson. That man run full speed at you like Sha'Carri Richardson, bruh. Look at his muscles. He's flexing. Braun the bodybuilder. He's Braun the bodybuilder, ladies and gentlemen. Will the NBA legalize steroids for LeBron James? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it in front of millions and millions of fans watching across the world, injecting him live in his stomach or in his leg